Good evening, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media, and I'm joined with my brother Miguda. Brother, how are you doing?
I'm doing very fine, bro. Just chilling over here. How about you?
I'm okay. How is your new year? Unajua hatujazungumza tangu tuingie mwaka mpya. Uko vipi lakini?
We haven't. It is good to take a break, human beings,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
for refreshment and establishment of many things. I'm doing fine. The new year is okay so far. I believe we are in more of a hot climate right away, right now,
Mm,
for the beginning of January. We are
okay.
experiencing some hot climate wherever we are, and
Yeah.
we believe that it's gonna be good.
The this year or the month. The month is almost over because like we are approaching um half month of 2025. Yeah, because today is the 13th. We are just only two years 2 days away from half month. Wale wanachukua advance, you can take advance at point in time, right? We ushawahi chukua advance.
Advance, what do we mean by advance?
Labda hiyo inamaanisha kuwa wewe bado hujakuwa, you've never been employed ever since you started.
We,
So those
I,
who have
I've
employed,
never
they
been,
know what it means by
I
advance.
don't,
Half
I can't
salary.
take advance, but I
Mimi leo
don't know
naenda
what
kuchukua advance.
it
Yeah, so the people who are employed, they know what advance means. Um, Unachukua before salary ikuje. Let's say like for instance you're earning like 15,000. I'm just giving an example. And by 15th of month you can say like, okay, let me take a 10. Then the 10 you'll be given by the end of the month. So that's what I mean by advance. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, and everyone who is joining. Let me see on the comment section who is in the comment section. Judith, thank you so much for joining. And I think Miguda is stuck. He has a problem with his network, but we will continue with the discussion. Today, we want to do a recap of what happened during the week, especially in political field. So many things happened, and um some of them are not good in the public eye because you remember when President was touring the North Rift, there are some pronouncements that were made by political class um, that were kind of not respectful for the Kenyan people, especially those that were made by Pahara Malim, the MP for Dadab, where he went to an extent of um, insulting our mothers in a public rally. We'll talk about that, and also we'll look at what is the conduct of the leadership that we have. That is one of them. Again, there is the issue of abduction too. Yesterday there was a big one. Actually, the critic of Tanzanian president lady was abducted yesterday. I think she's working for Amnesty International, but it within hours after social media cry out and all that, she was released. So that one is also there. We also have a very, very, very major um, issue when Justin Muturi, the CS, came out and had a press talking about the government. We will look into that because that one tells us what is happening in the government. Because if the CS are not speaking in one voice, and what is the reason why that one is happening, there must be a disconnect in the government, and we will also talk about that. Also, we are looking at the government in general. Um, where are they headed? Is there a looming collapse of the Kenya Kwanza government in the Ruto as a president? Because what is happening is what we've never experienced in majority or the administration that we've had, and this one is kind of like more worrying to me, I would say, because things are not working out the way they should. That is my thought. Miguda, how are you doing?
I'm doing very fine.
Oh, you dropped again. I was talking to our viewers and I was saying that there's something wrong with this government, and I'm seeing that a looming collapse in the government based on what is happening about even the CS for JB Muturi had a presser yesterday talking about abduction, and that will be the basis of our recap today. What could have informed Muturi to make a press of abduction? What is your thought on that?
There might be a rift in the government, and
Hmm.
there might be a rift in the cabinet,
Yeah.
or people might be realigning for the next election because
Hmm.
it's very clear that currently people are making friends based on 2027,
Yeah.
and even people are going to rallies or to those church, and they are only speaking the gospel of how to maintain power. The like
Yeah.
also about how to maintain power. In essence, they say that you can even rig election so that they
Okay.
maintain power. And
Can you
talk
fix your
about
mic,
how
please? Because you're breaking on your mic. I don't know whether you can log in again, fix your mic, and yeah, you're breaking. Just log out and come back again, and we can fix your mic so that you can be audible because I can feel the cracks on your mic. Thank you so much. As Miguda is fixing his mic, I want to talk about JB Muturi and the reason that might have prompted the JB Muturi to have a press. I'm looking at it this way because JB Muturi was Attorney General, and if you know you're Attorney General of a country, then when his son was abducted, he's one of those who sit in the Security Council, those who get briefings. And if you listen to him very carefully, yesterday he was talking about he tried to reach out, but he did not get answer. Even after his son was released, no any other agencies have come to maybe do investigation and even to charge his son. So he was speaking about that. And what that one mean? To me, I would look at it in terms of the government itself because it means the government or the CSS are not reading from the same script. There's a major division in the government because if you listen to what Kipchumba Murkomen, the CS for Interior, is speaking about abduction and what JB Muturi spoke about yesterday, they are quite two different things because the Interior talks about the government is not doing abduction, you know, and JB Muturi, from his own, feels that the government has the responsibility to tell us who is doing and do the investigation so that we can get those who are involved in abduction. And this one confirms because I remember the other day, Rigathi Gachagua was talking of there is a unit that is conducting this abduction that are not reporting to IG. So it means what Rigathi was saying might be true. Thank you so much for coming back. What is your take on JB Muturi? I think your audio has. I don't know whether I'm the only person who has a problem with your audio.
or
Go
if
ahead.
you can if you can mute, then I proceed.
Okay, go ahead. I've muted already.
I was saying JB Muturi has made a statement to more of an exit the cabinet, and I was saying maybe there might be people are warming up or realigning for the forthcoming election 2027 because the people who are pro Ruto or the people who are in the government, they're talking about maintaining power. They're talking about being re-elected. They're talking about Ruto going for a second term. They want to go for 10 years. They said that even if it will cost them to rig elections, they will do it. And they have swore that there is no one who has served for one term in the country. And they don't expect William to serve for one term as the critics expect Ruto to do so. On the other hand, you find that the anti-Ruto people are talking about setting Ruto home, giving him a one term as a president. In my view, James Muturi might be realigning for the forthcoming election because you have seen Kretu Murungi in State House with Murkomen and William Ruto. What about if Muturi decided to go or if they fired Muturi, they can replace or substitute Muturi with Kretu Murungi? Still, it means that they are still going to Mount Kenya East. It's a matter of realigning, a matter of political ambitions from those. That could might be why JB decided to make that statement within the cabinet.
Okay, thank you so much. I agree with you because this for JB Muturi is an exit plan because one last week, if I'm not wrong, or 2 weeks ago, uh, when JB was tasked by, or was given the opportunity by the president to go and read his condolences message to the bereaved family, the people rejected that. And during that meeting, the abduction issue was raised. And from the way JB Muturi spoke, it was like even him, he was concerned, being one person who went through the same issue. So by ground being very hostile to the president, and JB Muturi is somebody who wants to be in politics next year. I'm looking at him as somebody who will be running for governorship or senatorial seat. And looking at the way the ground is, so he's trying to revive or to maintain his political life by start to pave or to start to find a way of exiting this government. So I agree with you fully there. And another thing before you come in, I would also talk about JB Muturi. JB Muturi has realized that when you look at Mount Kenya, right now, they are looking for a party to bargain with when it comes to the next general election 2027. And I know Rigathi Gachagua is not going to form a political party because if he's intending to form a political party, he will be frustrated. You know, he will be required to form that political party and have offices all over the country. But if you see like the type of politics that Rigathi is doing, Rigathi is maintaining himself on Mount Kenya. So the new party that is going to form will not have offices in parts of the country, and that one might not allow him or might not give him qualification to register his political party. So by JB Muturi coming out and criticizing the government, I think is laying down foundation or bringing in the DP Democratic Party that belonged to Kibaki, and that will be a Mount Kenya party because that party is well known within the Mount Kenya environment. That is my thought again on JB Muturi making that pressure, that political party issue.
It could be true. He might be engaging
Yeah.
with Gachagua to bring the DP in front so that the people of Mount Kenya can have a party, because Rigathi Gachagua said that they used someone's vehicle to go for a wedding, but when they were about to reach the wedding, they were told to get out of the vehicle. Now they want their own vehicle. They need a Mount Kenya outfit, moreover, whereby they have. That's why they don't need other part of the country. They need to consolidate Mount Kenya first and make it be a Mount Kenya political party. By that is bringing JB Muturi on board, and maybe JB Muturi also might have some ambition, particularly he want to be the governor, but with the ambition of becoming governor, you must resonate with the ground, because when JB Muturi was addressing the residents at Embu during that funeral, the people who were on that ground spoke and he heard them. But for you to go and get an election, for you to be elected in that region, you must resonate with the current political dynamics of the country. Because I don't believe, in my view, that Mr. Ruto is popular in Mount Kenya. It's vice versa. If Ruto is popular in Luo Nyanza or in Nyanza province or Raila stronghold, there's no way the people of Kenya, Ruto cannot be loved in the entire country. He cannot. No politician has ever been loved in the entire country. If he has decided to follow the Western region, obviously the central part of the country will not vote for him. And if he can go back to the central part of Kenya, become popular, he will annoy the western part of the country. So there's no way William Ruto can be loved in the entire country and get all the votes in the entire country. That's why the people of Central must consolidate within themselves with the current leaders so that they can have a bargaining power in whatever formation they want to make with any political alliance.
Thank you so much. That is true because it's all about the popularity. Because if you're very keen enough, right now the popularity of William Ruto has really decreased ever since the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, and especially when it comes to Central Kenya. And that's why you are seeing the kind of strategies that he's employing. If you're very keen in the political field, you will see like in Kiambu County, he brought in um, uh, Kabogo to encounter both Wamushomba and the senator for Kiambu. When you go to Laikipia in Nyandarua, I think so, he has brought him Mureithi. Then we have the likes of Mwangi wa Iria. When you go to Nakuru, the diaspora, whereby we have Kimani Gunjiri, yeah, in Nakuru, he has brought in Lee Kinyanjui. And remember, even in Nakuru, there's this lady who was given the ambassador role that who rejected the appointment of the president. The main reason why she was brought into the cabinet was to bring in the Nakuru County face. And since it was not very impactful, then the Lee Kinyanjui is brought up. And you also have the likes of Mwangi wa Iria. These are some of the strategies that the president is trying to make inroads in central Kenya. But again, to cover it all or to eyes it all, he brought in Maina Njenga too. So to to deal with that regard the effect. So there's so many in play, especially when it comes to Muturi. So so that is what I say. Because of ground hostility, Muturi is going out, and even by president trying to replace Muturi with you talked of Kiraitu. You know, I don't think it's going to create more effect, because what effect can it create in the Mount Kenya East if the deputy president office was given to them, but the effect was not there? They could not neutralize that Gashagwa effect, and this has even united them more than it used to be before. So what about a cabinet or a CS position? Will it create effect?
Before I get to that, the issue of bringing in Maina Njenga,
Yeah.
in my view, it doesn't add any value to William Ruto,
Yeah.
because Maina Njenga is only relevant when it's with the interest of the community.
Yeah.
When he's supporting the interest of Mount Kenya, it's very relevant, and he can move with the boys. Even he can counter any person going against the community interest. But the moment is the community interest
Yeah.
and they want to move the boys, it's not going to be effective for him.
Yeah.
It's only effective for him when he's supporting the community interest. By him going to the board, I do not see a scenario whereby he's going to counter Rigathi Gachagua on the ground, because currently the community interest is not to support President William Ruto. And if you are for it, I don't see a scenario whereby the community will going to embrace you. Just like I've told you, in this country, there's no way you can say that a president, the whole country can unanimously agree to support William Ruto. There must be interest. Even the 2007 scenario whereby PNU had one province by that time,
Yeah.
we decided to go with the very last time in the ballot. Other regions combined. Vis-a-vis 2027, I see a scenario whereby if the William Ruto had decided to go out of Mount Kenya and go to the Western region, there's no way he can command Western region at the same time he's commanding Central region. It can't happen. He either choose one, either remain in Central or go to the Western region. That's where Maina Njenga has the problem. Because once the committee has made a decision that they are going to vote someone who is not William Ruto,
Yeah.
you need to swim with the community decision. But if you go against community decision, you are going to be relevant. It's just like Raila in the Western region. When Raila said that we are going to support so and so, and the people who have been against Raila in the region have never made, and most of them have never made it. They are always irrelevant. That's what can happen to Maina Njenga in the formation where William Ruto has bring him into board.
Okay.
And I just remember, because you talk about people like Nderitu, people
Yeah.
like Kabogo, they have
Yeah.
been brought into board. Rigathi Gachagua is also trying to rally the marshals, but in the ground,
Yeah.
and he said that he's going to speak at the end of this month. The current leaders in the region who are the pioneers of the UDA,
Yeah.
if you cannot join the Rigathi Gachagua party, in my view, you will have to field a candidate against you in the forthcoming election. Anybody who is currently holding any position with the UDA in the region, if
Yeah.
you cannot get out of the UDA and join the political party that they are going to make end of this month, they will make sure that they have given you an opponent with their party in the forthcoming election. That's why there are speculations that even Muranga governor, Irungu Kangata, if he will not get out of UDA and join the future pronouncement, they are likely to field Joe Nyetu, the current
Yeah.
senator,
Yeah.
against him. Those are speculation on the ground.
Okay, thank you so much. You've spoken something about the ground, and if you're a very keen observer of politics, during the BBI, Anway Guru was so much into Uhuru. He was in the Uhuru camp when the UDA were making those inroads in central Kenya. And you can remember very well, it's called Ngirishi, the lady. What is her name? She was Ngirishi. Yeah, the name was going with Ngirishi. How she campaigned for UDA in central Kenya, especially in her county. But when Anne Waiguru realized that the ground is not with Uhuru Kenyatta, she decided to shift immediately and with what the ground was saying, because like the ground was very hostile to Uhuru Kenyatta then. And this one might have also have informed the decision of Muturi, because as we said earlier, Muturi will be running for governorship or senatorial in Embu as we speak today. That is what I think, you know. So is aligning himself with the ground. And you've talked also about the Western Kenya that we are going to talk about the next segment that is coming, because we are looking at is this government administration collapsing due to the fact that the leather junk of Mount Kenya is kind of like running away with all the appointment that is being made. We are not seeing any effect. Yesterday also I was listening to Kiambu Senator Wamatangi was talking about how the Mount Kenya members of parliament or the Mount Kenya leaders, when they are in the government, they are fighting to chase of their own out of government. But the people who came to government are in agreement. They don't even uh, uh, have disagreement. They're working as a unit. So it tells you where the Mount Kenya is. And maybe if you have something to add on Muturi before we go to the next discussion.
The issue of these shifts and swings in politics is a
Mhm.
reality, because when if the people of central region have taken a position and you try to go against it because you're in that region to support the fact that, for example, the fact that Kimani Ichung'wah is popular
Yeah.
in Western region
Mhm.
doesn't mean that Kimani Ichung'wah is popular in Central Province.
Yeah.
These things have happened before. Previously, during the 20 elections, the people of Western region embraced Kanini Kega and Sabina Chega, but that was not the case back at home.
Yeah.
It's similar. If the people who also from the Western region who embraced Uhuru Kenyatta, if that was not the case back in the Western region, it
Yeah.
works that way. That's why
Yeah.
I still insist that the issue of bringing Maina Njenga on board to
Yeah.
counter Rigathi Gachagua is not a very well calculated move by the person who brought him into board.
Thank you so much. I can see Mr. Eric Kayaga. Let me see what Eric Kayaga is saying. The behavior of CS Muturi and the resignation of Peter Bae tells the silent revolution in Mount Kenya, and Gachagua has taken it. Main Jenga won't help Ruto because Gachagua has, and I always say this, Gachagua has made it possible for both the East and the West to unite. And the reason is this. Look at Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua is very good when it comes to delivering of messages. He knows when to deliver the message and what to say at what time and at what population that he's dealing with. So he's very good at that, you know. So then the message that he delivers resonates with the people. Thank you so much, Ayaga. And Ayaga is saying this. I'm of the opinion that the ODM has joined the sinking ship. Yes, we're going to talk about the ODM. But before we come to ODM, Mr. Meguda, you saw, uh, now let's come to President. The last 3 days, the last 3 days of the week, he was in the major rift. He was in the Rift Valley where he was launching some projects, including the last mile. Um, and there were pronouncements that were made there, especially by the political class. Some of them were not appealing. Let's start with uh, Farah Malim. What is your take on him?
Farah Mali made some utterances
Yeah.
which in my view, they are hatred. He was spreading hatred,
Mm-hmm.
and when he was spreading hatred to the population of the Kenyan people, particularly the young people, he was targeting the younger generation. He's the one who is immoral. He's the one who should be abducted. He's the one who should be arrested and charged with whatever he said, because there's no way a leader of August House, that honorable house, can speak in that manner and understand the leadership integrity and the qualities of leaders in the country.
Yeah.
And the people who are with the president, they are not calling out, they're only calling out younger generation. That younger generation should explain why they are criticizing the government. But the person who is in contrary to the provisions of the values and
Yeah.
the principle of governance is not being called out. In my opinion, Farah Malim, he has not conducted himself as a leader of this country. That is left for the public court to decide. Whatever they decide with Farah Malim.
Okay, that's true. It's left for the public court, and like the Kenyans have spoken, and you can even see the anger at which the Kenyans reacted on what he said. But now, when it comes to now, like people are lecturing, especially the young generation, about being respectful and should have the moral values of the society. Yet they are the people who are in the leadership who are tearing the moral fabric that we have. You utter these words, especially where we have our mothers and sisters, and you even insult them, and you still want to come and uh, talk to our parents and lecture them and tell them how they should teach their children to be of good behavior, good morals, and discipline. Um, is that one right?
I'll just give you an honest opinion.
Yeah.
In the perspective of African culture,
Yes.
we understand that we respect our elders, our parents to get their views.
Mhm.
But currently, as things stand right now, what I understand in my view,
Yeah.
these people you are referring to kids, they are not kids. That one must be taken very clearly. These people you are referring that your parents should give you advice. They were given advice in primary school, those who did H44. They were given advice in high school and in universities. Most of these people, if you look at their background very clearly, some of them are done with education. Some of them are working. Some of them have family, the small family setup. Some of them have one kids. Some of them are still having girlfriends who are there. They're still courting. I mean,
Mhm.
some of them are making decision independently. They don't engage the parents to make decision. And the good news is most of them are the current advisors to their parents. And the union between the parents and their sons or daughters is strong. That bond is strong to an extent that the parents believe their kids. The parents believe their sons and daughters. If their sons and daughters tell them that, Daddy, Mommy, I believe this government is wrong, the way you will convince that parent that child is lying to him or to her. That there's no way you even see them, these parents making TikToks videos with their kids. They're playing with their kids. They're doing TikToks with their kids. They're making content with their parents. This is a strong bond, a strong union that is even to an extent that you are abducting or arresting their kids. They will not believe you. They believe their kids because they have lived with these kids for a long time. They understand them. They know them. And when
Yeah.
they oppose or they critique anything wrong with the administration, these
Mhm.
parents believe their kids. And there's no way these parents, most of them currently is their kids. Some of them, their kids control their accounts, their
Yeah.
financial status family. Their kids manage the school fees for their other siblings. Their kids advise them. Their kids also do most things for them. So these are the people who they have a strong bond and believe there's can you can bring a disunity or a disconnect between
Yeah.
the parents and the kids, that you want to separate them, that you have the parents on your side and you don't have the kids. It is not going to work. These people are together. That's why today when that person was being abducted at Nakuru, the
Yeah.
people who are making noise against the police officer who was doing that action, they were
Yeah.
not only the youth people, they were the older people, older population, they're the parents. So it means parents and kids are always together. There's no way you can disconnect these two people. That's my view, because they have struggled with their kids, they understand them. Maybe they don't understand. To some
Yeah.
extent, the kids do direct the parents that Daddy, mommy, don't vote for this leader, vote for this one. And the parents will not go against the decision because they believe that these kids are well read, they have done research, and they are currently globally, because they have social media, they interact globally, and they understand what they want for the future generation. They understand the current infrastructure they want, the current transportation, even the current mode of education they want. They believe in them. These are the people with new ideas. There's no way you can fight someone with a new idea. In my view,
Yeah.
the person trying to lecture people about morality, about obedience and disobedience, is getting it wrong.
Yeah.
Really getting it wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially when we want to speak about the younger generation that we are being said here that are very disrespectful. Remember, this is a generation in school whereby even in the primary school they campaign to become leaders. You know, they have given that opportunity as compared to early days where somebody to become a school captain was being appointed by the teachers in the staff room, and they will come to the assembly and say, "These are the new captains." But this time around, this generation, they've made it that anybody who wants to become a leader or want to become a, a student union or any other, you have to campaign. And sometimes when you make those decisions, they sit there and making decisions with you, and they question. So, which means the environment has really changed, you know, because this is the kind of breed that you've brought up, a breed whereby people have to negotiate. They elect their own leaders. They share their own mind. They correct you where you are wrong. Do you feel our leaders are still have this belief that if you're a leader, you are always right? That somebody should not question you as a leader because you hold that position?
Some of them believe that leader, you
Yeah.
are superpower, you are over intelligent, that
Yeah.
whatever you said, whether it should be final.
Mhm.
That is a trait of a dictator. What I mean is, you have brought it very clearly and very good in my view, because when we were growing up, because we are almost at the same age with these current Gen Zs, the
Yeah.
young people, we were electing our own leaders from primary, from
Yeah.
from class one, used to elect prefects or captains. We
Mhm.
elect them throughout to the secondary form 4 level. For
Yeah.
those people who go to form 5, form 6, also they did the same. But when we were in high school, universities used to do universal suffrage.
Yeah.
But when we were in second year, I believe that the law was changed, and let me give you the example of Sonu. Sonu used to do universal suffrage,
Mhm.
student organization of Nairobi University,
Yeah.
until they introduced University of Nairobi Students Association, whereby now a chairman or a chairperson is being elected by delegate. They are not delegate from other campuses. They come and elect. They represent students.
Mhm.
They elect person through a delegate. It
Yeah.
means they successfully killed the universal suffrage. Why do you kill universal suffrage for someone who has experience from primary to high school
Yeah.
and to senior high school, who has been electing his captain or his prefect or his leader? But when it goes to university,
Yeah.
they are doing what we call universal delegate. They are removing universal suffrage. That's a clear indication that they were preparing young people psychologically that we can decide for you. Because in a room of a delegation,
Mhm.
I can you can manipulate the delegates and get you the chairperson you want for that institution,
Yeah.
because you don't want universal suffrage, a popular leader from the student or a popular chair from the student, because the popular leader will push the interest of the student, will not side with the interest of the government. But the moment you have a delegate leader, it
Yeah.
means that it can be manipulated, it can be compromised to an extent that it will only spearhead the agenda of the government of the day. That is where we started getting wrong. But when people realize that they are blocked for them to go for those universal suffrage,
Yeah.
they decided to do their, then come back to the street.
Yeah.
The current people you are meeting on the street, they are victims who are blocked to exercise their democratic right by
Yeah.
going through universal suffrage at campus level. Now they want to demonstrate it outside campus. Because if you try to block it at early, you won't succeed. That's why we are still appeal to them. Even if they want to block it right now, that these people cannot express their views or express their opinion in a manner, in a democratic space. What about next time? Because these people are coming of age. Next time we'll meet them in parliament. Some will be in the council of governors.
Yeah.
They will express their views. In my view, the people should be, if told it was a democratic space and we are developing democratically, we need to allow the young people that democratic space. Because I'm saying this because when the president was speaking, it was very clear in the record. When Oscar Sudi was given the right to speak,
Mhm.
Oscar Sudi speak face to the president that, Mr. President, na mimi usinitishe. Why can't they take action against Sudi because he has confronted president that usinitishe na mkutano kama lazima niongee, watu nataka niongee. It means that they have measured that there are only section of people who should critique president or the government, but there are section of people who should not dare. If you dare to
Mhm.
critique or if you
Mhm.
dare to ask questions,
Yeah.
then Subaru will come and that will be the rest will be the other stories.
Okay, thank you so much, Ayaga. I'm seeing you in the comment section, and I hope we will find time to talk about the ODM and how the ODM loyalty or the support that the ODM is giving the current government. Will it survive, or will it stop President William Ruto government from collapsing? In collapsing, I mean uh, geared toward 2027. Will they make President William Ruto to retain power due to the fact that there are so many challenges that the government is experiencing, especially there's so many people who are rebelling. And we are going to talk about ODM. And before we talk about ODM, that Ayaga has very, very, very good questions and putting it very clearly. Um, when you look at the Rift Valley tour that the president had, there were also the pictures that were going around on the internet of a very crowd to come and listen to the president, and why would they do that? Why would we have crowd to be ferried? Because there are those pictures that were going around. Why would we do that? What could be the main reason why president is doing that, or the people who are allied to president?
Those people were just preparing a ground for president. The
Okay.
people who are the host people, you have
Mhm.
to prepare ground and you have to take credit that you have seen with your eyes that you are popular. People think that you are not popular. You are very popular. You see the huge reception from the people, but some of them are ferried. Everything is documented on Xspace, and you can find even the use school bus to ferry people. They
Yeah.
just want to take credit to the president that here in Wasingishu,
Mhm.
you are popular.
But no, that's good, because like maybe you want to create that perception, and I think that one also, because politics is all about perception, and
Yeah, it's about
I think also one thing also they wanted to show the public or to show the country is that despite the fact that the president is getting criticism from other areas, but in the Rift Valley he still commands, and he still has like a large following. But I feel sometimes as a manager, if you are somebody who is a manager, there's some indicators that you can use to gauge whether your managerial skills are working, or the policies that you've put in place are getting some benefits. But if you are not in touch, or you're using wrong um, data to diagonalize or to give wrong feeds, is that one going to help the president if people are ferried?
to some extent, Brother Benson.
Yeah.
In my view, I believe that sometimes it helps
Mhm.
because if you are preparing many things, because some might be prepared
Mhm.
to do something which they said they will do in 27. How
Oh,
so you must prepare people psychologically that we had a crowds. We used to have crowds. These votes have come from those crowds. That sometimes it works. It depends with your calculation politically. Sometimes they want to do that thing. They want to do
you-
that thing. You must
I
start
used to
early.
believe in
I
crowds
credit
because
that perception
uh,
to the
I
people
used to
who
I
have
used to Hello.
Yeah, I'm getting you.
I don't believe in crowds because I used to be very keen follower of the campaigns, the last campaigns of the United States about the Trump and Kamala Harris. You know, Trump used to complain about like the media is not showing the crowd that he has. You know, like so they were judging him on based on the crowd. He used to complain so many times on the media coverage. You know, always politicians do that. But he had less crowd. But I eventually, at the end of the day, he won the presidency anyway. But I think also something that also president wanted to send to the people. Of the nation is that the activation of 2027 politics has already started, you know, and that's why you found that during that moment the president even complained about the administration of Uhuru Kenyatta that there's nothing that was left in the treasury, and that's what has made things not to work well. It is 2 years, is in 2 years, but still complaining about the presidency. So it tells you the campaign has started. He has activated the campaign to show his people. Another thing also, he wanted also to tell other regions that are not embracing him that, you know, in Rift Valley I still command. Yep. So that is what I think. And maybe before you wind up, let's talk about also the 3 day tour when you listen to Kimani Chungwa coming out to be very very critical and having energy, especially in areas like Rift Valley, in Nyanza, where the president is. But when it comes to Mount Kenya, he cannot even have that courage to talk.
The issue of Trump, in my view, was Trump was playing victim politics. He was
Yeah.
trying to play to appear as a victim of circumstances for
Yes.
people to sympathize with him, and they won it. That is
Yeah.
a good strategy. But
Yeah.
this one, I'm telling you, for Ruto, it's working.
Yeah.
They know how to do it because Kenyans, most of them are on social media. If you can
Mhm.
demo, you can put those crowds on social media,
Yeah.
it's very easy to purchase their perception that indeed those crowd
Mm.
translate into votes. Kimani
Yeah.
Chungwa, in my view, is a celeb. Currently, he's a celeb in Western region, and people are even within the president circle. But
Yeah.
we are just requesting him kindly just go and give us one rally in Kiambu, Kikuyu constituency. We will see. You see how it is. That's why we are telling Mr. President, even at all, we are also trying to tell Mr. President that even not Mr. President, the people who are doing this for president, that
Yeah.
bringing Maina Njenga into
Yeah.
your camp,
Yeah.
there's no value is coming to add into that camp. If you have decided to die with Western region,
Mhm.
die with Western region and or bank in Western region fully with all your money, your strength,
Yeah.
come with whatever you want to do in Western region. Because there's no way you are trying to test waters Central and Western region. When Central is gone, bank on Western region votes. Because that's how you can persuade people. Even if you do that thing you want to do, we
Mm.
will believe you that you are really re-elected.
Okay, thank you. We are going to talk about the Western Kenya region, and when we talk about Western Kenya region, this one include even the larger Nyanza. It's including Nyanza and Western. I mean, that's we're talking about that. When before we go into that, let me take this opportunity to welcome our friend Gibson Connor. Happy New Year! I know it's the first time I'm going live this year, and I usually see you on the comment section. I hope you're doing good, and we're going to have a good year of 2025. Now, let's come to the Western region where now the president tend to bank his hope, because like right now he's struggling to have Mount Kenya, and Ayaga stock of something like let me just. It will be very hard for Junet Joe Kaluma and other to change the minds of once ODM walk out on Ruto. Okay, we are going to talk about that. Yeah. So when we talk about ODM, because like ODM controls the Western Kenya, and if you look at ODM, I want to give you three um, three groups in ODM. Yeah, we have the group of Babu Owino, Babu Owino, Edwin Sifuna, Caleb Amisi. That is the first group. We have the group of the experts. Yeah. And with the
Yeah.
group of experts is where Junet Muhammad falls. and that's where also Atandi falls. Yeah. Yep. Then we have another group of Opondo Kaluma, Gladys Wanga, the governor for Homa Bay, you know, because these are three groups. And Orengo, actually, let me tell you something that I've learned. Orengo in the public, this is what I feel. I might be wrong. Orengo in the public might be supporting broad-based government, but inside him, no. That is something, he's aligning himself with people like Babu Owino. So how will this one affect? Because this is where the president is banking on. We have the Sifunas, we have the Kalumas, and we have the broad-based government. I mean the experts. How is this one going to help President William Ruto if he's banking on the ODM that division within itself?
The president must choose one route. The president must just choose one route. There's no two ways here. You can't have central and western region to larger Nyanza at the same time. It's quite impossible. You are either with the central guys or the western region guys. And in my view,
yeah,
if it's coming to western region, now it must do other things. It must reconstitute its cabinet. That is the forthcoming. He also must reconstitute even the deputy president position, because people will argue that we, the ODM people, we are the larger existent political party in this region. If we are supporting you with all our members and all our population, you must give us either deputy president position. That one, it will persuade them further. And he must make a sacrifice politically. He must let one region to go. He just have to let one region to go for him to, because they will argue that, but then the central people supported you fully. You gave them running mate. Now they're not with you. You're with the western region. Why can't you give us a running mate? Those will be questions there. And so they will argue that they must.
Okay. Sorry for cutting you off. Now you've talked about the office of the deputy president, but to be sincere, right now, the office of the deputy president, to be sincere, it is a share. It is not like we can say that if our person is in the office of the deputy president, because we've seen it with the last administration of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. We saw it with the administration of President William Ruto, between him and Rigathi Gachagua. And you can even remember a few days ago, there were rumors that were being peddled about the current deputy president being slapped by one of the president aides. You remember those? And you could even see, I don't know whether that picture was manufactured, where he was trying to walk where the president is. How is that one going to play politics, and make the people vote for you because you've given the deputy president? And where is that one putting the president in terms of Mount Kenya?
This is about this politics. That's why we say that the arrangement of even picking a running mate speaks volumes. Even that's why there was this coalition between Uhuru and Ruto, that strategic alliance, because a running mate also speak volumes when it comes to votes. And when you have let go the person who mobilized for you central region, you must get another person who can mobilize for you another region. That's why in the office of the deputy president, it's just a matter of mobilizing votes to bring what are you going to bring for me on the table when it comes to votes, or how are you going to create perception in the minds of the local people that politics is a game of mind, and people are very easy to be persuaded by their so-called leaders. They'll come and until that right now we are given a new position of the deputy president. They will view it as something very important according to the electorate, and that's how you can persuade them. That's why it was like the president has to let go one region. Either I go back to central, or you go back to western and bank whichever side he is. And the things will just work out based on those arrangements. But the ODM factor you are talking about, the three factors, there is a factor not ready to work with William Ruto. The Babu, Edwin, Amisi, they're not willing to work with the administration. The experts are very much comfortable. And the other people, like we have said, Orengo, in public they're in broad-based government, but inward they don't support it because they don't believe in it. Because Orenga has been advocating for the extrajudicial killing of the people. Orenga has been advocating for the abduction. Therefore, he's not comfortable in that government. He is not comfortable being in that government. That's why, in terms of ODM, still, even right now or after, they're still going to be divided. There's no way ODM is going to be united with William Ruto or without William Ruto, because there are those factors that believe that they are with the people. Those factors that believe that, like Orengo, that they have been champions for democracy, they cannot lose it right now.
Okay, thank you so much. Makobura, I can see you. I'll give you a time to say hi to our viewers. And let me just talk something about here. William Owanda has really said something here. ODM will never give Ruto any required support at all because Luo land will split completely. It will split completely. Raila won't be on the ballot. Luos love to be in the position. Why do you feel that Raila won't be in the ballot? Do you think he's going to win the seat? So that is also because we are looking at February. What is going to happen in February? Because that one also will depict or will even point direction to how the politics will be played, especially after the AUC. If Raila wins, then it will be good for a country. But what about the ODM party? Because ODM as it stands, the ODM needs Raila more than Raila needs them. So that is something. Let's say Douglas Kibogong. Hey Douglas, how are you doing? How is your new year? It's quite a long time. We've not seen you. I hope you're doing well. What is it? Don, please, I know Raila win. I saw you service Gashagwa interest. No, my friend, we don't do. We are just trying to look at the possibilities. We will be very okay with Raila winning. That is something that because he's going to as a country, we are going to be very happy. And also him as a person is also going to build his career because he has achieved much. By him getting that also will bring into his CV will be added some flesh. That is okay. Raila will win. Thank you so much. We wish him all the best because we cannot, sometimes in life, even if you disagree with somebody, it's not to wish them bad. Raila is a human being like any of us who might have flaws. Kwa Kiswahili tunasema kila mtu ako na mapungufu hakuna mtu ambaye amekamilika. So pia ako na mapungufu yake lakini kwa sababu ako na mapungufu yake lazima pia tumuombee mema ili apate hayo. Thank you so much Kibogong for coming in today, and I hope your new year is good as we speak. The February is not. Makobura, how are you doing, sir?
Hello, good evening.
Check your sound. Check your mic. You are sounding too far. There's something. Can you just link your mic very well, sir?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but there's kind of like some cozy. And if you're new in our channel, kindly please support our channel by subscribing. What is Kibogong? I was there yesterday. Where were you? On the show yesterday? Or I was not hosting yesterday, so I did not see you. But I hope you're doing fine. I'm glad that you are here with us. Makobura, are you ready?
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm just joining right now, and I am happy to see you guys active, happy, and I'm also taking this opportunity to wish our fellow team members, the BBM family, a happy new year. Kina Douglas Kibogong, kina Jipsaikona. Jipsaikona amekuwa na sisi lakini naona nimeona rafiki yetu tena ambaye hajakuwa na sisi William Owanda, pia tunamkaribisha. Namna hiyo. Sasa mimi pia niko hapa, nimeingia saa hizi. I'm ready to participate.
Okay, thank you so much. How was your day though?
Ilikuwa vyema.
Mm.
Nashukuru. Mambo yamekuwa mengi, lakini kwa uwezo wake Mungu napambana. Nashukuru.
Okay, asante sana kwa sababu umekuja ukabadilisha ile lugha tulikuwa tunatumia. Sasa sisi pia hatuna budi, ili tutafuata nyayo zako. Sasa swali ni je, katika pilika pilika yako wakati ulikuwa kazini, wananchi wanasema nini?
Umeraise the bar, lakini nilikuwa nimeanza hiyo Kiswahili, nilikuwa nafikiria nitawezana, lakini kwa vile umeanza na msamiati magumu magumu, itabidi pia mimi niendeleze hivyo. Huku nikitembea tembea hapa Nairobi, watu wanazungumza na wanaongea ya kwamba wanapata matatizo makubwa katika hii serikali. People are really complaining about the economy. People are really, complaining about the tough times and the tough things that they are going through. There is, January, watoto wanarudi shule, so unapata ya kwamba people are stressed because they need to come up with ways of trying to ensure that their children go back to school. But again, remember, mostly December, pesa ya December inalipwangwa the first week of December.
Okay.
So unapata kuna wengi ambao wajalipa rent pay ya January na kuna pressure from the landlords.
Okay.
So we just hope and pray that things goes well.
Okay, thank you so much. And in that regard, we just wish all Kenyans and we pray so hard so that Mwenyezi Mungu awaonekanie ili wakuje kutimiza hadi zao hata kwa watoto ama walipe mpaka. And so Makobura, today we are just talking about the collapse of is there a collapse when you look at what is happening with the administration of the President William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza. We saw the JB Muturi came and had a presser. We also saw abduction of a Tanzanian lady who is big critic of President Suluhu Hassan, was abducted, but within a short period of time, she was released. We also saw today when there was one Kenyan citizen was they wanted to abduct him, or they wanted to arrest him in Nakuru, and the people came and shouted, and the same thing happened yesterday. Was it in Mwea or where, with the Subaru boys? What does it pick about the relationship now between the security agencies and the people?
Okay, thank you so much. To our viewers, if you watched the show that we had yesterday, we really spoke, me and my brother Miguda here, we really spoke very passionate about the abductions which have been happening.
Yeah.
On the question that you've asked about the fall of ODM and the ruling government, I think my opinion to that is ODM, to me, I used to be a supporter of ODM sometimes back. I can confess, there's nothing wrong. But the stance that ODM has made recently, I can admit that I can't associate myself with them anymore.
Yeah.
Because I would say that they've sold the souls of people. They've not cared about their lives. They've not cared about their rights. They've not cared about the sufferings. They've not cared about the lives which were lost during the demonstration. It is the ODM, through the party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, that instill in us, he's the one who instill on us this movement that you are seeing around the mandamanos, which we do see every now and then. It is him who taught us that if you feel everything is not okay, you are allowed to get to the street and rebel or to show your anger on the street. And he went ahead. He was among the people who advocated for this constitution that we have, and they instilled. He decided to put all those things in the constitution. So it is so unfortunate that after our teacher has taught us very well that you have to fight for your right,
Yeah.
now you're out fighting for your right. People are being killed. Instead of him coming out to criticize the people who are killing, he's now in bed with them. So to me, that is betrayal of the highest degree,
Mm.
and that has made ODM lose what it used to stand for. The democracy that they used to preach to us, we are no longer seeing it. We are seeing a group of members of parliament from the ODM, the likes of ODM, I mean, the member of parliament from Oma Bay Town,
Yeah.
the minority leader, making comments which are not really welcoming, which are, showing the level of uncare, which are showing the level of I don't care in the
But
political class.
Makubura, let me ask you, because we are in our constitution has given us the freedom of speech and the freedom of association. There's that point that you might make a turn and into a new vision and the view that you tend to leave what you stand for and advocate for another idea. That one is that one okay or
It
as
is
per the
okay.
constitution?
It is okay. They have the right. But remember, just in the same way,
Yeah.
in the US, we've got the Democrats and we've got the Republican.
Yeah.
Every side of the political stand, there's something that they are known for.
Yeah.
So ODM sold itself quite some time, for a long period of time, that they are advocating for, democracy, respect of constitution. But them turning around at this particular time, to me, it is a sign of betrayal. To me, it is a sign that the political parties that we have in the Republic of Kenya
Mhm.
are not, they are not really pro people, but they are political parties which are there just to propel leaders to government. And once they get to government, they
Yeah.
simply tend to forget what really took them there. And, they even change the tactic.
Okay. All right.
So to me, that is not right. And them falling out with the president of the ruling party, it's a good sign to me, but that maybe it might bring them back to their sense of supporting the rights of the people, their sense of, calling out abductions, their sense of calling out leaders who are not, doing what is right, leaders who are not, following the constitution that they both swore in front of people, multitude of the citizens of the Republic of Kenya.
Mm.
And, maybe they will get to a point where they will respect that the citizens of the Republic of Kenya are the ones who are paying them. They are paying tax, and courtesy of their tax, they're enjoying the life that they're enjoying currently.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know, Miguda has left the show. I hope he'll be coming back. So Makobura, because the reason we are looking at it in terms of when you're looking at the government and everything that is happening currently, whereby we are seeing abduction, especially in Kenyan space. And if to talk about abduction, remember there was that of Kiza Besije that was abducted on the street, the biggest opposition leader in Uganda. He was handed over to Uganda, or he was taken to Uganda. Right now, he has like a case to answer in the courts of Uganda, where he was also represented by Her Excellency Martha Karua. The other day she was given the certificate to practice. Then also we saw the larger critic, the big critic of President Suluhu Hassan. Also, it happened to her, but this one took short time and she was released. And what does it speak about the Kenyan democracy? And you look at the East Africa in general.
Okay. It is so paining that Kenya has been known as the US, in quotes, of Africa or East Africa, because to some extent, I would say that we have some democracy. And under the leadership of the previous governments, this democracy has been, it has been expanding. But since Uhuru, especially during the Kibaki time and partly Uhuru time, the democracy, it advanced. But since the current president, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, got to power, we've seen the abuse of democracy. And it is so painful that, remember, if you can remember, Migoda here had clarified sometimes back what it means. We have the international laws and what it means if you break these laws.
Yeah.
Among the laws is abducting. That law is against abduction of political refugees,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they get into your country. You should actually protect them. We've
Okay.
not seen this, and under the leadership of William Samoei Ruto, we are seeing abductions, extra abductions, whereby even the political, refugees are being abducted. The activists are being abducted, and all these things are happening in broad daylight. And the
Definitely.
question that we're asking ourselves is: have we forgotten that there are other, treaties that we made as a republic?
Mm-hmm.
Do the people in leadership know the consequences?
Yep.
What just happened not so long ago? When was it? Last year, when President William Ruto went to America, and he was received by the president. And there are so many things, so many treaties that they signed. Among them is this, that he's currently not respecting. Nowadays,
Okay.
we have direct flights going to the US, courtesy of the preservation of democracy and all these things that we've always fought for quite some time.
Yeah.
With this trend of a government allowing abductions in broad daylight, with this trend of a government and cabinet secretaries coming out, to try to curtail the rights of the people,
Yep.
political leaders, members of parliament who are supposed to defend and make laws which are pro people, in front of the president, they are making, they're actually hurling abuses to the citizens.
Yeah.
The likes of Farah Malim, you know, people that we've always looked after, senior political leaders, someone who at one point I really liked his politics,
Mm.
someone who at one point was a deputy speaker of the Republic of Kenya, in front of the president would hurl abuses, in front of the president would say that if he had the position, he would, you know, seriously, where are we headed as a country? I think we need to be truthful to ourselves,
Mhm.
and the leadership of the Republic of Kenya need to know that we've come from far, and
Yeah.
that whatever benefit that we are currently enjoying, these things we fought for, there are people who died, there's blood that was shed, and up to today, those people have never gotten justice. It is so
Okay.
painful that we are still killing more in the quest of democracy and liberation.
Okay. Thank you so much. And Miguda left. I wanted to engage Miguda, especially when it comes to the issue to do with the constitution and law concerning abduction. And I know Miguda is going to come in, and I want to get your view because, and this one comes to AU. Raila is running for the AU seat, and this is an international. Is a very big position because like you're going to be the president of Africa, which means you will be engaging other continents and bigger unions. And these abductions are happening in the country, um, and is vying for this seat, the presidency of Africa. Will this one affect? Because the other day there was Sophie, a renowned journalist from South Africa, actually asked the Raila, what are you going to do to Africa if your own country there is abduction? Where even she went further and said that abduction was a method that was used by apartheid. How is this one going to affect the image of Raila Odinga and the image of the country?
To me, if you ask me if the president William Samoei Ruto is seriously and truly supporting Raila's quest for this AUC seat, I would say that the president is pretending and is lying to Raila Amolo Odinga. Because if truly he was supporting Raila Amolo Odinga, he would then do things or run a government in a way that, other leaders or other people within Africa would see that, this guy has ensured that his president is doing what is right. His president is not doing abduction or abducting people. But we are currently seeing such kind of things. That is a good sign that, the president is truly not supporting the former prime minister. If you watch that, if you heard what that journalist said, is the kind of question that he was asking, all of it were coming. He was asking as if Raila is the president of the Republic of Kenya, of which he is not. But remember, out of goodwill of the president and the relationship that Raila needs from the president, he has some powers to ensure that he advises the president to do what is right. If currently cannot advise William Samoei Ruto, the president, to stop abducting people, the question we are asking ourselves is, even if he gets to the AUC seat, how is he going to influence? How is he going to, ask this question to the political leaders or presidents who will be abducting people in this manner? So that is my opinion when it comes to this, whether the president is supporting Raila or not, and that is the reason why most Kenyans, have actually lost hope, and they are no longer interested in Raila's quest for that position, because they're asking themselves that why would Raila get out there and tell the people of Africa that he's going to ensure that there is democracy, that there is, good things in Africa, if in his country, him being supported by a president of his country, the president is abducting, under the leadership of the president, abductions are happening left, right, and center. And so the president should, or the leadership of the Republic of Kenya, they should show goodwill, and they should know, Douglas Kibogong, that is your opinion. You can also join. We can send you the link. You come to the show. You also give your opinion. This is the Benson Media, and here we say that your opinion counts. I'm just giving my opinions and what I've interacted with outside here. I'm not criticizing whatever you're saying at the comment section, but you also have a right to do so. I work in this Nairobi every day, morning to evening, kila siku from 5 to 7, and people are not happy. Well, now the president or this government is running the country, and majority of them are actually saying that he's doing all these things because he feels he has pocketed Raila Amolo Odinga, and now he has the mandate to, to not respect the people of Kenya. And from what we are seeing, even closer allies who are coming from the ODM side, they're also hurling insults and talking with a lot of pride to the people of Kenya as if they are the people who won this republic. And those are the things that we are, singling out, and you're saying we are no longer going to accept a government or a political, leaders who do not respect the citizens, the people who has given them the mandate, to serve them. That is my opinion. Mr. Migoda, if you have something to add.
Just wanted to add something concerning the issue of AUC, because as things are concerned, there's a certain president in West Africa, the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore, commented that if democracy is about abducting the people, then I don't want it. In my view, if we are purporting to be a constitutional democracy state, we should not support abduction. The question we can ask that Raila want to be the AUC chairperson, and his own country, the people are being abducted. It means that there is that execution of an element of crimes against humanity
and you want to protect the same humanity across Africa. Presidents might ask him that you are coming here for election, but back at your home, people are being abducted. Those are the questions where I can ask if I could be the president, one of the presidents in Africa, that I must vote in this election, but why is it that your country there is abduction and you want to lead the all of Africa, and we don't want these crimes of humanity, of abduction? That's why I don't believe that there is truthful. There is something, but it doesn't need to be genuine, because this is politics. And I believe that there is conning going on. And in my view, longest con ever is going to happen to that guy. In politics, it's not bad to con someone or to do those games. But the one who is being conned should be cautious that he should not be the one each and every time is being conned by these people. That is very bad, because he also have followers who believe in him and also who believe in whatever he has stood for that long time. Therefore, in my view, when it comes to there are questions that we have to ask those people are going to be elected in that seat. That why is it that if we are purported to be a democratic society, why is it that it is not a democratic? It's more of a police state, or it's more of a military state, whereby there's no that freedom of movement, there's no that freedom of expression. It's like the Bill of Rights has been contravened by the people who are operationalizing the activities. Makubura, that could be my view when it concerns that issue of the AUC and the abduction.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And allow me just to comment the issue of abducting a foreigner. A foreigner should not be abducted in the country, in the host country, because with the convergent of the international laws, there is no rule that permit a member state to exercise its sovereign power to another member state, particularly the individual citizen, whereby the rights which are protected through the international laws, whereby if a certain citizen is in a certain country who is a member state to the United Nations, there is no that regulation for you to arrest or abduct such person. That is in contrary to the provision of the international laws, and there are cases that can be handled in the International Court of Justice. They can go far and far. That's why we are trying to restrict. We are trying to urge the government or the people who are doing abductions, because the government has known that they're not doing abductions, to stop it, because it is in contrary to the provision of the, because Kenya has also international laws and treaties form part of the laws of Kenya, and we are member state of the United Nations. We are subscribing to the United Nations. We are subscribing to the International Court of Justice. We are subscribing even to the International Criminal Court. That's why we were against abduction, because those are one of the elements of crimes against humanity. To an extent, some people are being killed. That's murder. It's like you are executing a war crime against the population. It's not good, because, and it's also a systematic abduction, because the young people are the one who are being abducted. It means there is a targeted civilian, a targeted group, the younger people who are being abducted. That's a very interesting case. That's why Rigathi Gachagua was telling people to document something. But we are not saying that we are supporting Rigathi Gachagua. By the time you try to critique the government, or you try to state your opinion, the way Makubura was sincerely stating his opinion concerning the AUC seat, some people view Makubura that is a defense of Rigathi Gachagua. And that's how some critics view it, that whenever you appear to critique the government, you are either working for Rigathi Gachagua. That time I also saw someone commenting that Brother Benson has been paid by the Rigathi Gachagua. No, it's just an honest opinion It's just something that we experience. We do walk in the city. We do interact with the people. We eat in the city. We do a lot of things in the city and with the common mananchi. By the time we are moving, we are not quiet. You talk to each other. You try to listen to whatever they are saying, and that's the exact thing people are saying. Other than that's the real information from the ground. That's why I still condemn the issue of abduction, not only for the international persons, but also for the domestic people here in the country, because it is not what the Bill of Rights stated, or it's not what the Universal Declaration of Human Rights stated. Because once you are a human being, the fact that all of us are human beings, we are free in a free society, we have dignity, and we have equal rights. It doesn't matter whether you're the president, deputy president, state officer, a civilian, you have that universal rights that you should enjoy as a human being. No one should limit that right.
Okay, thank you. I was reading this comment from Gypsy Corner. Ruto and Raila are not in line. Remember, Raila is waiting for the waters to calm before he comes with the thorax to become a new DP to Ruto. A lot of bloodshed. Wait. Douglas is saying, you. Huh? Okay. Okay. I also want to echo those statements. We are a liberated nation, a liberated youth, a liberated people. I cannot waste my time that I'm seated here because I want to speak or support an individual. It is not within my preferences of things that I do. Those who are saying that, oh yes, no one here is supporting Gachagua. If there's a point that some people here are also saying that, oh, we are supporting Raila. These people, if we are not supporting, those people are all thieves. The political class are all thieves. And if you don't come out to criticize them, if you don't come out to, tell them if they are doing wrong, then they will not change. It is our right as a people. This is our country. We belong here. We have the mandate to remind the political class when they are doing wrong. We come out and tell them they're doing wrong without fear and without anything else. No one is supporting any political person here, and we have no business in doing that as well. What we are doing is pointing out any ill will that we are seeing in a political, that we are seeing in the political class. What we are doing here is to remind the political class that they have a duty. They swore, they carry the Bible, they are being paid by our taxes. We wake up very early in the morning, we come back late. And part of the money that we earn is what is used to pay them. And they move around, they even don't pay tax. I can't waste my time here to come and support them or support anyone. But if any one of them is doing what is right, we have a duty to commend them, because we are all human beings and no one is ever perfect on this world. So whoever was having such kind of comments, I think that is our stand as a channel. We are here because we believe that this is our country and we want the best out of it. We are focused on rebuilding a nation that is united, a nation that is, that cares for its people, a nation that defends the right of its people, a nation that makes the lives of its people easy, a nation that do not overtax its citizens. That is what I have to say. Migura, maybe your last remarks.
My last remark, I would like first to thank our viewers for tuning in. Today I've seen familiar faces, familiar names, which we are used to. It means now people are back. We are also back. We were on a break. We break for holidays. And right now we are back on the usual business. And we will be updating you on the political happenings in the country because we are on the ground as our viewers who are in diaspora. As we are meeting the real abductors, we are meeting the real police officers, we are meeting the real people on the ground. So when we speak anything here, it's not further from the truth because that's the actual thing that's happening. Some of us have also are victims of tear gas. We are part and parcel of the struggle. That's why we should believe on whatever we are telling you because we are part and parcel and we have no country to go to like us. We have nowhere to go. We have to live here with the challenges. That's why sometimes when we point out these issues, there's no someone's interest we are pushing here. We are only pushing the interest of the country, the interest of the country at first. We are not interested. And furthermore, no one is interested in pushing someone's interest here unless otherwise. But as things stand right now, we as a channel, we are pushing the interest of the country, the interests of the victims who are being abducted, the interests of victims who are in the current struggle, and the people of Kenya domestically and abroad. Let us continue. The struggle is continuing, and it's not getting easy any soon because there are many things that happen in the country. And we just appeal to you people that try to embrace one another. Let us live in unity. Let us live as a people who are united because we are diverse as a country. We are many, different in tribes, but let us be together. Let us have one nation with one flag, one anthem, one belief, one society, and one president, the one who people will prefer. We are still appealing to the people who are watching for the first time. Kindly do subscribe to the channel because that's how you can support this channel. You can as well share the video for those people who have the time and to do so. You can give us likes, thumbs up, and this channel will be here for prosperity. Back to you, Makobura. See you next time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I like the point that you've spoken about. I think what we do here is we are in a government and we are part of this government. And if you can remember, sometimes back or some months back last year, there's a group of young people who decided to go for demonstration. And when they went to the streets, they had their demands. Unfortunately, some of them were killed, and they've never received justice up to date. And if you can remember again, immediately after the elections 2022, there was also a demonstration that was called by Azimio. And if you can remember well, there's a group of young men who were killed. And the Azimio group, they promised that they would, once they get to, they would try follow up and ensure that all those people get what we call justice. After some time, they got into the government. They became close to the ruling party, and then they forgot that this justice that we were looking for the people who died, they've never received justice up to date. If you can remember again, under that government, there were a lot of lootings, which were actually, I would say in quotes, were sponsored by the people in government, and it's them, the political class, they're the ones who have always said that, oh, it was sponsored by Gachagua, oh, it was sponsored by I don't know which member of parliament, those who invaded the land of the family of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, those who invaded the company of Raila. And if you can remember, there's a group actually among those who are saying all these things are members of parliament who are within the UDA. And they said that it's Gachagua who sponsored that. We do not have anything to clarify that. But out of that, I can clarify here that if it was sponsored by Gachagua, then of course they're all criminals. I would call them so, because any leader who opt to getting into other people's property, that no longer becomes a leader, but you'd call them something like criminals. The same way this political class or the members of parliament are coming out and even calling young people thugs and all these kind of things. What we are doing as a people is, or as a group of young people, we are not going out to abuse the political class, but we are simply reminding them that they are our leaders. We elected them. They have a duty, and their role is well stated. Let them perform. Let them do what is right. Let them protect the people who have given them the opportunity. Let them not forget that uh, there's a group of people behind them who are looking up to them. And that is what we are trying to do as a channel. We are trying to ensure that we remind those who are in leadership that they have a treaty with the people and they have to fulfill it. If they fail to fulfill it, we are saying that we have the votes. We are not going to vote them in come 2027. Whether they tell us that they are going to do some things about the votes or not, we believe that we will do what is right as a people to ensure that we safeguard our lives and the lives of our children and our future and the people to come. Those are my parting shots. To our viewers, we are very much grateful. William Owanda, if you've not subscribed, kindly do. And anyone who is new to this channel, we really, really appreciate that you found you got time to be with us. You took your time. We don't take it for granted. It is an honor that you've given to us, and we pray and believe that you'll always come and join us, and that you'll invite your friends and relatives so that we may grow together as a family of BBM. Thank you so much, everyone who joined. Mr. Miguda, you have something else to add? Okay, thank you so much, William Awanda, Gypsy Corner, Douglas Kibogong, and Eric Ayaga. Eric Ayaga was also in, Brenda, Obedi, Judith Karwetha, and everyone who watched at the viewing side. We don't take it for granted. We are really saying thank you, and thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity to wish you all a blessed night. If you are somewhere around, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, a blessed evening from wherever you are. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Bye bye.